Hello and welcome to World Nyckelharpa Day 2025, and we're really excited to be here doing a session from Studio 2, Vicki and Jonny, new session, yay! It's brilliant. So, we do a lot of playing for dance, and I figured we should do just Playford Dancing Master tunes. So we've got 3 pairs of tunes for you today for this session. The first 3 are from the first edition of Playford Dancing Master, and the last one is from, which edition? 7th edition, which is 1686. We're going to kick off with Prince Rupert's March. This is number 57 from the Dancing Master First Edition, 1651, but I have written a change tune to go in the middle, and I've called it Prince Rupert's Socks for some reason. No idea why. So it's 2 times through Prince Rupert's March, 2 times through Prince Rupert's Socks, and back to the beginning and play 2 times through Prince Rupert's March. You're going to get a 2-bar introduction before we start playing. Are we ready? Rupert's March there. Great tune, great tune. We're going to go on and do Gathering Peascods now. This is number 97 from the Playford Dancing Master First Edition of 1651. And of course, I've done a change tune. So we're going to play through 2 times Gathering Peascods, 2 times the Parsnip Grater. I don't know why I called it the Parsnip Grater. I guess I thought that Gathering Peascods sounded a bit like gathering some sort of vegetable. So the Parsnip Grater. So 2 times the Parsnip Grater and back and doing 2 times through Gathering Peascods. So that's 2 Gathering Peascods, 2 Parsnip Graters and 2 Gathering Peascods. After 2 bars in. Peascods there. We're going to go on now and do the slip. This is 105. Number 105, it is the last tune in Playford's Dancing Master first edition of 1651, the slip. And it went through all of the editions, I believe, all the way to the end. So this is the slip. And of course, I wrote a change tune. I called my change tune The Nudge, because I felt it was like the slip, you nudge, the slip and the nudge. So we're going to do 2 times through the slip, and 2 times through the nudge, and then back and do 2 times through the slip. After 2 bars in. Slip there. The final tune from Playford's Dancing Master 1651 first edition. We're going to finish now this session with a tune that's not in the first edition, but one that is in the 7th edition. This is 1686. It is called Well Hall, and of course, I did a change tune. So we're going to play 2 times through Well Hall, 2 times through Great Hall, and then finally 2 times through Well Hall. I think this is very pretty. If you fancy waltzing, it's not a waltz, but if you fancy waltzing around to it, or instead of playing, then you can. But you probably just play with me. Yeah. After a 4-bar introduction. that was Well Hall there from Playford, 1686, the 7th edition, bringing us to a dreamy closing end to our session for this World Nyckelharpa Day on Sunday, the 27th of April 2025. Thank you very much for playing along with us, and don't forget you can rewind it straight back to the beginning after the premiere and play along all over again. And if that's not enough, you can also go back and do all of the previous sessions that we've done for all of the previous World Nyckelharpa Days, because this is the 6th World Nyckelharpa Day that we have had. I can't believe it's been going so long. So, I hope you're having a great day. Don't forget to take photographs, take videos, put them out on YouTube and anywhere and everywhere. Hashtag World Nyckelharpa Day. See you in the next session. Thanks for watching. Bye.